Hello everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Sorry about the massive bad streaming and all that. YouTube is just a mess. I've already put a couple of posts on it on my blog. Post our stuff, we'll leave it at that, and we shall go through the market analysis as I usually do, but we'll be winding everything down on YouTube over the last 8-9 years from YouTube and getting off of it. Alright, so here we go. As we all know, we use the charts here, looking for longs where our harmonics is higher than the long. And basically, that's what we want to see. So we want to see this higher than the current price for a long to say yes. So you can see here with our excellent stuff, there's not a lot to choose from. It's not looking good in terms of the markets. So let's go through this. You can see Australian Canadian is short. Clearly see that. That's a safe haven trade right there. British pound may be strengthening, but in this case, no. How is the yen doing? Not good either. It's starting to shorten. This is a 4-hour chart. So you can start to see those trades for the US Swedish. There's two of them, two longs here, but they don't perform. I don't know why, but they're there as a potential safety haven trade. This one I know is doing okay. Silver in Japanese yen, don't ask, but no point talking about that one. So let's try out the Euro DKK Denmark. This one has gone flat, but there's a long there, so it's just a matter of waiting for time. Oh, sorry, I need to put on my chart. Oh, I'm so foolish. I don't want to start over because there's nothing to see. I've already talked about it. Alright, so let's go and continue. So the Danish, just flat. Euro Norwegian, I've shown this before, where it will take off if the markets start to really panic and crash. This and the Swedish one with the US dollar, namely also the euro, people will pile into. You can see here the euro, Swedish has already moved up as well. Now, this is quite interesting. We see the 30-year, which has been going down because the market's been performing. But these are defensive plays. But I think you can see a slight long here. Actually, well, let's put it this way. It's something I wouldn't pay attention to. But the Treasury, I would be really watching. USD Hungary, again, it's one of those stories where it's not performing, but it may be a safe one. Same here, we got a long USD in the Swiss franc, more USD in Swedish. Again, that's 4 now, so you know something's coming. We have a short here on corn. And again, once you start to see agriculture, when there's no markets, there's no oil, there's no gold as top picks, predictable trade, but it's there. I don't know what's coming up. Here's a long Canadian CHF. I'm not paying attention to this. The British pound they said was strengthening, but here against the Canadian, it's not. British pound against the yen, another short. I don't think with the Brexit, as it's getting in the news, they say there's going to be a deal done, and they're fighting over stupid fishing. I read that the Europeans want access to the UK waters for fishing. I think the UK is entitled to preserve its fish stock, and no foreign trawler should be coming into the British waters. There's no doubt about that. So what I just said there, it may break down. It may not happen. British pound against the South African rand. Another short. This one should strengthen. Look at that. That's Australia and New Zealand. I like that. I really, really like that one. I think that one's going to has been doing well. And this is something to watch because Australia and New Zealand right now need each other with the nasty news to see how China is treating Australia. Australia and Swiss franc, it's one of those things you don't need to worry about. Here's an interesting one we haven't seen in a while. Brent crude. It's been moving up, starting to drift. Now it's calling for a short. It may happen because it's all about the OPEC plus deal. It's just another form of manipulating a price. So here we have the British pound, Australia going down again. Here's another one that's a short. Pound against the Swiss franc, not really going anywhere. USD against the yen, same story, but it has a long. So it says it's lining up for a potential long trade here. The USD and the Swiss franc, okay, as a long. USD against the Norwegian, same thing, but it's not performing. Okay, so now we should start seeing, here's our first silver in Swiss franc. You can see how it's strengthened, has gone sideways for a little bit, expect it to move up. So now we're seeing silver in yen. Now we see silver in Swiss franc. And the following one we see silver in New Zealand. So that says right there, these are currencies to watch at safe haven place. Australia, Swiss franc, short. Okay. And again, we have our next long again for Australia, New Zealand. So that's going to be a good one to watch. Euro in Australia does have a long. I think the Australian dollar may strengthen. Euro against the British pound. That depends upon the Brexit deal. I think there's two longs there. Don't hold your breath. This one I've been watching. It's been looking good. But again, no performance. Euro against the Hungary. Here's the euro against the yen. The short there. Has been rising. That's been doing pretty good since the 18th of November. That's a nice trade. Because when you look at it, the U.S. dollar has just been tanking. As I've been saying for the last couple of months, how the U.S. dollar, you're not seeing a lot of things in U.S. dollar. So it shows you people don't want to hold U.S. dollar. At least the rest of the world, as they call it. Euro New Zealand, we've talked about that. It's another long. Euro against Poland, flat, but it has a long. So these are trades ready to go when the U.S. markets are ready to tank. Same, oddly enough, with the euro, Turkish lira. And again, you don't see a lot of currencies being held in euro as well. I wonder why. The Deutsche 10-year, I haven't seen this ahead of the Treasury or British Treasury or British bond. But here's the German. It's been not performing, but I find that quite fascinating. Hong Kong, Japanese yen. It's got a long, finally, but very little volume and nothing to really have a need to focus on. British, Australia, short, another short. Here's a couple of more 30-year bond for Treasury pointing down. Something strange. Now, here we got some interesting ones. USD China, yuan. Just so you know, the China digital yuan has now been accepted by JD.com. So it is going mainstream now. So you might start to see this strengthen. And it might help the crypto movement as well. And also in January. All right, so another one we have the USD INR. Okay, that looks good. Here's another USD US Treasury 10-year. Again, not performing. It's because the markets have been performing decently last week. So it's just depend on that, but it's not one of the top picks as a defense play. That's for sure. USD Hong Kong has got a long, but you can see these wicks tell me it's not a very stable price. A lot of volatility there, not enough liquidity. Let's see if there's a second long here. Maybe. Might be an interesting place to hide out in. Here's another long for the USD Japanese yen. Not quite convincing. How many more we got? We got quite a few very good scores here on MotoWave. USD Norwegian, again, another one. Long. But just waiting for things. Brent crude, another short. Natural gas had a bit bump, big slide down again. I don't know what to tell you there, just not going anywhere. Sugar had a nice little long run, starting to dip a bit, so that dip's becoming more prolonged, so I don't like that, so definitely not a really good one to hang out in. Here's an interesting one. This one's been really performing well. Maybe this is a Swiss franc and Hong Kong dollar. That's been performing fairly well. That might be due to the strength of the Chinese market and Hong Kong. Maybe it's starting to recover. I haven't seen any form of recovery in a lot of the Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore. But this is a sign of something really good, not since November 11th. And I haven't seen that yet. So that's starting to get my attention. Swiss franc and rand, South African rand, really not significant. British pound against the Swiss franc again, yeah, whatever. Another short, pound against the Polish. Another one, same thing. New Zealand against the Swiss franc, not looking good. Here's one, Canada and the Swiss franc. So there's more Swiss franc ones starting to move up. So that's, again, something happening in the last day or so, including tonight, December 6th. Deutsche 30s has been flat, not going anywhere. Now we're getting in the good. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. As I said, regarding our YouTube move, we'll be moving off of YouTube this week, most likely on to Discord. Just check out my blog, quantlabs.net/blog, to find out more and know why. We will be shutting down the Instagram group. That will be replaced by the Discord server as well. We already have a Parler in place, and the last one is, I said, the YouTube library will be moved over to Odyssey as well. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a good day.